We're going to take you back to Hanoi now, where Prime Minister Anthony Albanese is speaking.
I came to RMIT here in Hanoi in 2007 on my last visit. It was in a different place then, and this new magnificent building reflects the extraordinary growth that has occurred. Some 13,000 students here at RMIT throughout Vietnam. And today's announcement of a $250 million additional investment says a lot about the confidence that RMIT has in Vietnam and in providing services which make a difference, produce income for great Australian universities, but also, of course, make a contribution to the development of Vietnam. Since then, of course, it has been joined by other universities, including the University of Western Sydney that today is announcing Whitlam scholarships for people from Vietnam to be able to come to Australia and study, making a difference for them as well going forward. Vietnam's economic dynamism is quite remarkable. Has economic growth is due to grow at some 6% this year, but over such a long period of time, you've had consistently high economic growth, bringing higher living standards here in Vietnam. In my first visit to Vietnam in 1986, everyone was on a bicycle. When I came back 10 years later, everyone was on a motorbike. 10 years after that, everyone was driving around in cars, and today we have traffic congestion and we have sustainable cities being studied here at RMIT to deal with sustainable economic development in cities like Hanoi. We have logistics issues being dealt with in cities like Haiphong, which I visited back in 1986. And of course, RMIT have a presence here, but also in Ho Chi Minh City in the south. Our two-way trade grew by some 40% last financial year. And one of the things that Australia has to do is we have to diversify our economic and trading relationships. In a little while, we'll go and visit somewhere using Australian barley and wheat. That growth was quite extraordinary. Barley exports grew to Vietnam by some 75% since 2020. And Vietnam is one of the top 10 consumers of beer in the world. A little fun fact for Kieran Gilbert there. And with that growth, just about all of the barley that goes into that product is from Australia. We want to cooperate as well on climate and energy. It presents great opportunities for both our countries going forward. Australia is committed to becoming a renewable energy superpower and is supporting our regional partners in their clean energy transitions. We're contributing a further $105 million through projects that support Vietnam's sustainable economic growth, stimulate private investment in clean energy infrastructure, and help reform critical minerals legislation. On the global stage, we share a common interest in a region that is stable, that is prosperous, and that is resilient. And we're pleased to work with Vietnam, particularly through ASEAN, and we share a commitment to maintaining the global rules and norms that can ensure that stability in the region going forward.